Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sheng Li and I'm a performing musician and busker based in Singapore. In this video, we'll take a look at some new updates for the busking scene in Singapore and how it may affect you if you're a busker or if you're an aspiring busker in Singapore. To help us do that, there's a new video from Channel News Asia, which is CNA in Singapore, and the title of the video is Experienced Buskers to Receive Permits with Longer Validity from April. That sounds really good. So let's check it out. Before we begin, this guy, I just want to give a shout out to him. His name is Fat. He's a very established and very proficient guitarist and musician in Singapore. But he's a new busker and I'm so excited for him because this must be his first time busking in Singapore and already he's appearing on the news. Let's check out the video.
From April, experienced buskers will have permits with a longer validity before re-auditioning to renew it. Such performers will also get more access to busking spots at popular locations. Clara Lee tells...
Okay, so two things here. One is some buskers will get permits with longer validity and they also get access to more locations. Okay, let's check it out.
There's more.
Over the past...
Okay, of course, some of you who follow me, you know that this is my good friend and my good buddy, Corinne Wong. And of course, this is me beside her, but that's besides the point. I'm so happy for her because she's being interviewed by CNA for this and she will tell us more about the updates.
Past 3 years, Corinne Wong made her name as a busker. Her
That's at Suntec, by the way.
performances can be seen and heard along the streets and even by the sea. The National Arts Council's updated rules mean she only needs to audition every 4 years to renew her busking permit.
For auditions, you have to come in front of the computer to get a slot. And we don't know when the slots are released, so it's a little bit stressful. And also when it comes to the auditions, we have to clear out like either one of the 2 days in order for us to get to the audition.
That's true. So the auditions are quite, NAC is trying to do their best, but the auditions, they will give you 2 days and they will just, you have to take leave, right? Especially if you're working. You have to take leave to go down and try to audition. So this is a pain in the ass for some people.
To the auditions.
Buskers audition to apply or renew their letters of endorsement, which
It's
allow
fun.
them to
Amazing.
perform.
Look at you.
In April, these will be valid for 2 years instead of 1. At the 2-year mark, online renewals can be done without an audition. This new protocol applies to experienced performers who have passed 2 auditions within the last 4 years.
Okay, I feel like over here they should have an infographic. It's too much and then there's no subtitles. It's too much to take in. You are an experienced busker if you have passed 2 auditions in the last 4 years. So this means that from 2020 to 2024, if you pass 2 auditions, then you are an experienced busker. And therefore, being an experienced busker, your certificate now is 2 years validity instead of the usual 1 year. After you get a 2-year new permit, you can renew your license again for another 2 years without having to audition again. So that's very important. So it used to be that we have to audition every year and we will get our license, right? We get our license and our license will just be valid for 1 year. And then after that 1 year, you have to audition again. And then God forbid, if you miss out on your audition date, the next one, if it's booked, then you could be waiting up to 6 months to audition again, and there will be a lapse in your busking. And during the 6 months, you either break the law and you go and hoping nobody catches you, or you just don't go, which is really bad. So with the new rules, if you're an experienced busker, which I am, this year is a transition year, so they will just give me a new 2-year LOE, which is a letter of endorsement. And the next time, after 2 years later, I can just apply online to renew my license without having to audition again. So the next time I will be auditioning will be when I'm 40 years old. But this is actually very good news because I've been busking since 2016. And gosh, it's been 7 years and I've been auditioning for like 5 times. And at some point of time, you really ask yourself, is there a need to do that? Because I passed my driving license once and I'm set for my whole life. If I touch wood, don't get into any bad driving accidents. But I have to audition for busking every year. that doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad that they finally made some changes, and it also optimizes a lot of things. For example, there could be new buskers trying to apply, and maybe each time each busking audition they only accept like 90 or 100 people. So that means that if the next slot is full, you could be waiting even longer, right? So this change is definitely very important and very, very good, because it then experienced buskers don't need to re-audition. They've done that many times already, and new buskers, they get a chance to go for an audition. So very important changes. Let's continue watching the video.
Other measures include a longer list of locations available on the balloting system, as well as a timeshare function on the e-service portal, which will allow performers to share their slots with others.
We hope that
Okay, two things, locations and timeshare. We'll talk about this too.
buskers will be able to share their time slots with each other and maximize the location as much as possible. This will also give our audiences, the people who are on the streets with our buskers, as audiences, it'll give them a greater variety of acts.
NAC plans to gather feedback on these new updates at the next engagement
Okay, it says NAC because that's the governing body in Singapore, National Arts Council.
session.
Okay, and that's it. That's the end of the video. They didn't say anything about experienced buskers having more priority for more popular locations. I don't know what the rule about is that. What I do know is that there will be new locations added and more locations added, and that's always a good thing. And locations are determined with venue partners. So if you are a venue partner, for example, you work for Paya Lebar Quarter or you work for Suntec City Mall, please, when National Arts Council comes to talk to you about possibly having your area become a new busking location, do be open and talk to them and see what's possible. Because as a busker, I firmly believe that we go out there maybe to make a little pocket money, but more importantly, what we try to do is we try to bring our music to the streets. We try to liven the crowd. We try to make the world a happier place. So we're not really there as a nuisance. So it'll be great. And if venue partners work together with NAC to make more conducive busking locations available, because right now there are actually a lot of busking locations, but if you go and scroll, a lot of them are in the parks. For example, I live in Toa Payoh. The only place in Toa Payoh that's designated is the Toa Payoh Town Park. Now, who's gonna play there? And when you play there, it's gonna be a lot of mosquitoes. So, but HDB Hub, for example, in Toa Payoh is a great location, and if they designated that as one of the places, I'm sure it will benefit the Toa Payoh community a lot, and it will liven up the community. So that's one thing that I'm hoping to take place. But that requires both venue partners and NAC to play their part. Okay, popular locations placed for ballot, that is true as well. So popular locations such as Paya Lebar, right? Right now, you'll be placed on the balloting system. So pros and cons with this one. Pros is because at 9 a.m., when the slots open, basically it will all be taken up. And if you missed it by just 1 minute or 30 seconds, you might just miss all the locations. But right now, with this new rule, everybody gets a fair shot at those popular locations. The cons is many times, or rather sometimes when you get a ballot, successful ballot, you might just get it for 1 hour. And for us musicians, we do need some time to set up our gear and perform. So I would say at least a 2-hour slot is needed to make a conducive busking session. Same for circus acts. Circus acts, they require a lot of time setting up. So once they set up, I think they rather perform there for about 2 hours or so. And this is where the timeshare function is helpful. So let's talk about what the timeshare function is. Timeshare function, as I understand it, is basically for two buskers to share a time slot. Say, I booked a 3-hour time slot, but I'm really tired today. I can only sing for 1 hour. The remaining 2 hours, hey, Jonathan, you want to come in and do some of your circus acts? Okay, I'll share it with you. So that's what timeshare means. What I was hoping timeshare would mean is that me as a solo busker, I can collaborate with another solo busker, and together we'll be able to play together. And it stands to reason that this should be allowed because, let's say, for example, I'm doing guitar and singing. Another busker, like Corinne, right? She's doing keyboard and singing. I have a solo license. She has a solo license. We should be able to come together to play and, create some sparks and create some things that is unique and novel for the community. And also facilitate, and promote collaboration amongst buskers, right? We are this little small part of the art scene, but the timeshare function is not meant to do that, right? This has been clarified with NAC. As of right now, today, 11th of March, 2024, the timeshare function is not meant for collaboration. It's just meant for two buskers to share, right? I perform first and then you perform later. So it's not meant to, allow collaboration between buskers, which I still feel that's a point to be debatable. So I really feel strongly about, allowing buskers to collaborate. And because I feel like as long as you are sticking to your act and what you are doing, but of course that's where it gets tricky. Maybe, for example, Corinne decides not to play piano at all and just come and sing. Then who's to say whether that's right or wrong? Because she's not doing piano and singing. So I think maybe a good compromise would be, okay, we allow collaboration as long as you are sticking to your act. Say I'm guitar and singing. I'm doing guitar and singing. Corinne is doing piano and singing. We come together and we must present. I must present guitar and singing. She must present piano and singing, and we do it together. So I feel like as long as you do that and you allow it, then that's a very, very big step in the right direction. But you know what? Haters be haters. I'm being a little bit of a hater right now, but I'm very happy by the latest changes in the busking scene in Singapore. And so these are all very productive changes, especially for the experienced buskers. I'm so happy that I don't have to audition until I'm 40, but actually I'm happy to do it. It's just that it takes up a lot of time from my side. I have to, take leave like what Corinne mentioned. And now I don't have to do it, and now more aspiring buskers can go through the system and get the license themselves and get out onto the street. So I feel like this is a much better use of NAC's resources and a big positive step. I'm sure this took a lot of effort from NAC and a lot of the buskers that were participating. So I'm very glad that this news came out, and I'm so excited for April. Come April, looking out for these positive changes. I'm hoping the timeshare function allows collaboration, but we'll wait and see how that plays out. And that's it for my video. If you have any questions about the busking scene in Singapore, feel free to leave your questions in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. And if you want to check out some of my performances, you can check out my Instagram at guitarstreet, or you could come to Suntec Plaza every Wednesday. That's where Corinne and I play as part of their initiative, Music in the City. So we play there at Suntec Plaza every Wednesday, 6:15 to 8:15 p.m. So I look forward to seeing you in real life or in the next video. But otherwise, be well, stay safe. I mean, it's not COVID anymore, but be safe, be healthy, be happy. I'll see you in the next video.